Welcome to Northwest Airguns. I'm John, and today we have a video that's actually about resealing one of these Sheridan CO2 pistols. This is a Model E, and so we're going to be tearing it apart and rebuilding it so that it'll hold gas and shoot. But first I wanted to mention that there's two things I want to talk about real quick here. One is that we've got about almost 950,000 views on this channel and close to 2,800 subscribers, and frankly I find that very gratifying. We started this channel to add to the body of knowledge about air guns and air gun repair, that type of thing, and tooling and different things that are involved, and I think we've accomplished that, and I'm just very gratified that people watch, and I enjoy the interaction also between the viewers and myself, either through email or in the comments to these videos. So thank you very much, and I appreciate it. Now, in addition to having almost 950,000 views and 2,800 subscribers, I've also earned $42.78. So so that's progress too, and what I wanted to do is keep you posted on that, because last time we looked at my earnings, it was only around $30 or something like that. So we are moving in the right direction. The thing is that YouTube doesn't actually pay you until you hit a threshold, and my threshold is $100. So they won't pay me $42.78, but when I get that up to 100, then they will pay me, which $100 for I don't know how many years I've been here on YouTube, but I don't do it for the money, but I have set it as a goal to make YouTube pay me, and so I'm going to try and get this up to $100 with your help, and have them send me some money. I don't know what I'll use it for, but I will find a good use, and why let them hang on to the money that I've earned for them when it could be going to me. So that's my goal, $100 from YouTube. Make them pay me. Well, one thing I like to do if I have the time and the opportunity is to stop by gun shops and see if they've got any air guns laying around in the back room. And so the other day I stopped a community across the Sacramento River here from me, and I stopped in and talked to the guy for a minute, let him know that I was an air gunner, and I fix them and buy them and sell them and that type of thing. And he said, well, come on in the back room. So we went in the back room, and he had these two air guns on there was a rack. It was full of them, and none of them worked, but most of them were there were, I think, Crossman 760 and the old Daisy pumpers and stuff that I've got a pile of them already, and I don't need any more. But these two had, I think, potential to be repaired and brought back into a shooting shape. And so I bought these two. I paid $20 for the two of them, and I broke that down to $10 each. This one is a Crossman Model 112, and it's the bulk fill, the long-barreled bulk fill CO2 pistol. And these are nice guns. They're reasonably accurate, and you get quite a few shots because of the capacity of the tube here. Now this one, I'll zoom in here. We'll take a quick look at this one. Okay, this one has, you can see some discoloration here on the brass in the front, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but it looks like somebody was trying to refinish it at one time, and maybe it got heated up or something, but there's some corrosion in here. Otherwise, and also the fill cap here on the end is missing, so we'd have to address that, but otherwise it's in pretty good shape. It cocks and fires, the safety works, the handles are in good condition here. And so this is a nice find for $10. We can reseal this and have a pretty good shooter. This also has the adjustable power here, which essentially you're just putting more tension on the hammer spring to make it hit the valve harder, but still that's a nice thing to have. Okay, this is a Benjamin, well, is it a Benjamin or Benjamin Franklin? Benjamin essentially. Model 317, it's the 177 caliber version of this air rifle, and I was really happy to get this. I mean, there are problems with it. If you notice, there's no trigger, there's no bolt, we're missing a screw for the cam adjuster, cam cover here. It doesn't have hammer or hammer spring or end cap or the screws that hold them in. It does have the valve though inside. So I took a look at this and I thought, well, you know, actually there's more than $10 worth of parts in here, so it's a good buy at $10. And I thought the wood could be refinished. It's got some ugly stuff going on here, but if a person took off the old finish and redid it, it might be pretty nice. There's no cracks in it and no gouges, so you know that's a plus on the stock. I took a look here at the barrel. It's not separating from the tube, so you don't have to deal with soldering on this one. The linkage looks pretty good. No issues there. There's no looseness or play in the pump lever, so it doesn't pump up, of course, but I thought, well, that's a pretty nice rifle for $10, and it turns out I've got some of the parts, if not all of them, to get the mechanisms working, and then we can reseal this and we have a shooter. The reason I'm bringing all this up is, you know, not to show off that, hey, I got a couple of guns here cheap, but it's a strategy you might use yourself if you're interested in acquiring guns like this. If there is a gun shop that's maybe established and been in your area for a long time, particularly in rural areas, you know, not so much the handgun, self-defense type of gun shop, but more of a general gun shop. And what happens is the customers, you know, the gun stops working, the air gun. And some of these gun shops may have sold air guns at one time or another too. But the air gun stops working for whatever reason, and they bring it into the gun shop, to their gunsmith, the guy that they use for their other guns, powder burners. And they say, can you fix it? And the gunsmith will look at it, and he doesn't know which end is which on these things usually, and no clue about how to go about repairing them. And that's fine, because they do firearms, not air guns. And so he'll say, no, it can't be fixed, or you know, it'll cost you $100 to fix it. And the customer will say, well, the gun's of no use to me, take it. And the gunsmith can't fix it, but they can't throw it away. They can't bring themselves to throw it away, because gunsmiths don't throw anything away. And so these end up in a pile back in the back corner of the gun shop, in the back room, in the storage area, or somewhere, out of sight and out of mind, until you walk in and say, hey, I'm an air gunner. Got any old air guns in the back? So that's enough about that, and enough about the channel. Let's get back to the subject at hand, which is rebuilding this Sheridan CO2 Model E pistol.
Thank